Yo, what's up, y'all? We back with another video. So I wanted to talk about this. I don't know specifically what, but I did go to the barbershop. I did get my hair done and stuff, but I was listening to this video that my barber was playing, and it was this quote, and there was this guy. He was talking about how people will be more happy making less money and doing what they love than to actually be making more money and doing something that they don't love. And I don't really read the Bible like that, but I believe it says to live purposefully. And I wanted to talk about that because a lot of us, we're conditioned to think that, okay, the more money I have, I might have this good job, or, me doing something that's actually going to bring me more income, that's going to, give me more, where I could be able to provide for the people, especially for myself, for my family, is good. And I'm not saying that that's not a good thing, but I feel like we've been conditioned to live unhappy lives. And we're told that if we go to work, we get this job or whatever, knowing that, let's be real, we are the slaves, and the people who are above us are the slave masters. We're being enslaved, just in a different way. And I'm making this video because I want you guys to know that because you do something, I'm not saying to quit your job. I'm not saying none of that. But what I am saying is, if you know that you love to do something, and you know that we all have a purpose. Everybody has a purpose in life. We don't have the same purpose, but we do have a purpose. So if you know that you have a purpose, if that's cooking, if that's baking, if that's doing hair, if that's speaking, if that's being a content creator, if it's writing, if it's, you know what I'm saying? If it's doing voiceovers, like those people that do like they read, or I don't know what they call them, but they do like voiceovers and stuff like that. If it's anything like that, whatever it is, if you have a specific talent and you know this is something that you love to do, then why not do it? Even if that means that it's gonna bring you, you may start off with just a little bit of money, but this will bring you more clientele. You'll have more opportunities for more growth, for people to expand your business, and for people to hear about you. I was listening to a Uber driver where he was telling me, like, oh, I've been there, done that. I tried to, get my business off the ground. It doesn't happen for everybody. And that kind of mindset just made me think to myself, like, I thought to myself, like, I don't want to have that mindset. I do have a purpose. Okay, I don't need a bunch of people listening to me to hear me bring out a message and putting out this content. I love putting out content. I love being able to sit here and talk in front of a camera, and knowing that there's going to be billions and billions of people that could possibly be listening to me, or just even only a few people, because this is my purpose in life. My purpose is to spread a message. My purpose is to really put myself out here and get the message of God across. And that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, just because it's not bringing me the revenue far as the monetary purposes at the moment, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to happen. This could be really helping me to build a larger audience, for people to know who the Daily Dose of Alize is. And so with that being said, be purposeful, live for purpose, live for your purpose, live for meaning. Don't live under the shell where you have to be told that if I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying quit your job. Go to your job, do what you got to do. But if you know that you have a talent, if you know that you have a gift, why don't you go out there and you go show the world, regardless of what it is? You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually talking about purposeful things, like something that you're meant to do. I'm not talking about OnlyFans, and I'm not judging nobody, But one thing for me, I feel like when you know that you have a purpose, I'm talking about whether that's even you, what is that? We have a lot of different things that people can do. You know what I'm saying? You doing, creating your own sneakers, like I see a lot of people, like they do different designs on sneakers, creating your own, like, like your merch and stuff, like your own t-shirts, your own, you know what I'm saying? You have your own, like your own like type of clothing brand. There we go. You know, things of that nature. Something that's going to actually, you know, change the world for the better. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like a lot of us, we put ourselves in this box, and we stay there. We don't try to expand. We don't try to move. We don't try to, you know, do what we just want to keep doing the same thing that everyone else is doing. Do something different. I don't care how many cooks are out there. I don't care how many bakers are out there. What you cook, what you bake, what you do is different from the rest. I don't care what it is. Don't ever let someone tell you that because another person stopped doing what they did, oh, it can't happen for you. I will never in a million years allow someone to tell me, oh, you know what? You can do all that all you want, but it doesn't mean that let me tell you something. When you are relying on God's understanding and not just your understanding, when you're choosing to have faith and walk by faith and not by sight, you are choosing the path of God. You are choosing the path of righteousness. You are choosing to trust. You are choosing to trust in the unseen. I believe in the unseen before I see it. I don't care what other people are doing. I don't care if another person is doing this or they're doing the same thing as me. I'm separating myself from the rest because, baby, I'm different. The things that I bring to the table are different. That doesn't mean that I'm better than anybody, but it just means that I have a different purpose and I have a different drive. And the way I connect with people is in a different way. You know what I'm saying? So the way I talk, the things that I bring to the table, it's a whole new dynamic. And I even told myself too that I'm going to stop cursing and stop using profane language, because it's you know, I heard it's actually called baby language. You know, there's different ways of being able to get your point across rather than having to use curse words, and it's not healthy. So I decided that I'm going to, you know, keep calm on the curse words. I don't know if I cursed in this video. I hope I didn't. But if I did, it's probably going to be the last time. But honestly, you know, I've just, like, when I go to my barber, I honestly love going to my barber because he really does speak words of wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And he's very anointed. So you know when a person's anointed, you know when a person is wise, you know when they are truly relying on the faith of, you know, relying on their faith of God and relying on the faith within themselves of knowing their true purpose. And it's crazy because, you know, a lot of us, we have this thing where we live for mostly the satisfaction of others, of satisfying someone else. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be putting money in someone else's pocket and having a miserable life. I would rather be doing something that I love, truly love to do, and wake up to do it every single day. And not because I want it to bring money, but because I actually want to live purposefully. I want to have a message. I want to continue to send the messages, the downloads that I get, and continue to help somebody that is in need. You know, that's why I talk about a bunch of things. I don't just talk about just anything. And I have a podcast too that's going to talk about a whole lot of stuff. And you know, it's called WTF podcast. I haven't put out a actual listening yet, far as like I haven't put out a recording yet, but we'll get more into that later on. But yeah, definitely live purposefully. Do not just allow, you know what I'm saying? Don't just think, okay, yeah, I just got to do this and I just got to work at this place and stay at this position for the rest of my life. If you know that you're good at something, then start doing it. Start now, you know? And like I said, I'm not the person that's going to tell you whether or not to have faith in God or to be religious, because I'm not a religious person. I don't rely on religion. I'm not relying on religion to tell me to show me the way. I'm relying on God. Okay. I'm relying on God and what God is telling me to do. And what God wants me to do is wake up every day and become the best version that I can be for myself, as well as being able to spread his powerful word, his powerful message. And I'm going to continue to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? We all have a purpose. and you know your purpose, you have to awaken the purpose that is within you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm going to title this video. Waken your purpose. Actually, you know what? Live purposefully. That's what I'm going to say. It might sound like a cliche thing, but guys, really take it into consideration. You feel me? Because it's like, I see so many people. I see people that work jobs and people that just, you know, it's like, damn, what do you do in your downtime? What is something that you're good at? Even if that's just you. I've seen people be writing names, and the way they're writing, like their penmanship is just beautiful and people just love to see it. You know, I see people showing off their animals on social media and just, you know, do something. You're creative. We're all creative. Everybody's creative in their own way. And I'm not trying to take that away from the lady, but you know, everyone is legit creative in their own way. You never know you never know how the things that you do, what is it going to do? What difference it's going to make until you actually put your best foot forward. All right. Live purposefully. Peace.